Hey, thank you for coming back to the channel. Don't forget, if you like the content, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell icon and put comments below if you want to contribute to the conversation. Been thinking about this subject for a minute, and it's what is a prepper? What is a prepper? Because I'm a prepper now. There's this range of things, but I define it this way. It's a state of mind. It's how you think about the world. It's how you think about yourself, and it's how you think about situations. They could be big or small, and it's if this happens, I'm going to do X with these tools. So it's a combination of what am I going to do with what? And it's continuous thinking about everything you do in your life. If this, what, with what? Small things like, do you have a fire extinguisher in your house? If a fire, what are you going to do with what? If you don't have a fire extinguisher, what are you going to do? Do your smoke detectors work? Let's talk about your car. Do you have jumper cables in your car? I do. I've used them 8 times, only once for me. And that was a long time ago. But I get to use them for other people. What happens if you are sick? Do you live alone? How would anyone know? What are you going to do? How would you deal with that? When you talk about what are you going to do with what, I operate by 1 is none and 2 is 1, with a corollary that says every tool needs to have at least 2 purposes, 2 things that it can do. Whether it's your multi-tool, Leatherman or other brand that you might use, whether it's your firearm. Do you have a pistol caliber that works in both a pistol and a rifle? What about if you live in a place and there's typically a need to evacuate, whether it's for fire, whether it's for hurricane, tornadoes, whatever, what are you going to do with what? In that scenario, called the bug out scenario, I like to ask myself, hey, I just got a phone call and Herman wants to go camping now. So being prepared to bug out is the same as being prepared to go camping now. Now, some of the best people I see doing that, and it's unfortunate, are the homeless. I live and work in the downtown area, and I see them all the time. And there are varying degrees of preparedness that they have. But all of them only have what they can carry. Only have what they can carry. If you have a car, that adds to what you can carry. So then there's additional things that you can have. What about food? What kind do you have? Look inside your pantry. One thing you should never, ever do is, if you want to be a prepper, is live your life in a just-in-time way. Just-in-time way means whatever you need will come to you just in time. Whatever you need, you'll be able to go and get just in time. That means you have no reserve, you have no capacity for when that just-in-time supply line goes away. And they do. How do you keep yourself warm or cool when the weather doesn't support that? What do you do? What do you use? If you have a generator, I don't have a generator that runs on fuel. I have a solar generator. Uh, Obviously, the problem with that is if the sun's not out, I can't charge the generator. So after a period, I'm going to be without power. I'm in the market for a generator, but it has to be dual fuel. That means run on gasoline and propane. And it needs to be pretty quiet, down around the 75 decibel level. They're expensive. But why do you need that? Well, so you can recharge your quiet power source, which is your solar generator. So you think in terms of multiples. What about your defense? I mean, everybody talks about EDC, or everyday carry. What do you carry? Do you carry anything? Now, I always like the joke that women are the masters of EDC. If you have a girlfriend or a wife, have her dump her bag. Have her dump her bag and then tell you what everything is for. You will be amazed. As a matter of fact, get it on video and throw it up on TikTok or something, or YouTube short. It ought to be fun. My point is, women have been EDCing since the prehistoric times almost. Men, hey, we're new to that party. We're new to that party. But what do you carry? I mean, I carry a multi-tool. I also carry a flipper knife clipped inside my pocket. I also carry a firearm, depending on what my circumstance is. It'll be one caliber or another. It'll be inside or outside the waistband or another, depending on what I have to be doing that day, right? You start to get my drift. What do I have to be able to bug out? Well, it depends on the weather. I live where it gets really hot and really, really cold. When it's cold, I have things in my car that if something happens, or I come across something happens, I can keep myself and or others warm for a while. A while meaning 24 hours. The same is true if I'm stuck in the desert somewhere in the summertime and it's 110, 115 degrees. I can survive I could survive during the hot period and until help arrives. Speaking of help arriving, when was the last time your cell phone, quote, ran out of battery? That should never happen. That should never happen. Your chargeable devices should always be charged and or charging. And you should have multiple locations from which you can do that. If you work in an office, you should have a charging capability in your office. Your communication device should always be charging somewhere in the car, in your office, on the desk, at home, next to the bed, or wherever you do that. You see what I'm getting at? Because that is your communications lifeline. Because if you're like me, you don't have a landline in your house. And I have yet to see a payphone anymore. You remember those things. You can add a booth, you walk up to them and you had coins and you stick a coin in and you can make a call. If you knew how to dial a phone or push the buttons. I haven't seen one of those. I'm going to go looking now that I said that. But you understand what I'm saying. What kind of extra food do you have in your pantry at home? Don't be keeping things in the refrigerator that will rot, because those things only last maybe a couple days, whether it's meat or vegetables or whatever. So what kind of food do you have in your home that will last a while? And how long do you have that? 2 days, 3 days? Me, I have 6 months worth of food. Anyway, That's the prepper mindset. Prepper mindset. If this happens, what will I do with what? It's as simple as that. Now, if you have any ideas you'd like to contribute, I'd be fascinated to hear them because I'm not an expert, but I have been in this prepper mindset for a long time. By the way, it doesn't mean that you have to go out and know how to build a house out of saplings out in the woods or hunt. I don't hunt. I don't fish. Sucks to be me, right? Because that's a skill. I don't grow plants. I'm not a farmer. I don't have plants in my house unless they're like this one. And this one is fake. Sorry. Brown thumb. So, as always, thanks for watching and carry on.